Okay, I've just landed. I'm here in Fredericksburg. I am in this insane traffic yellow sports car. I have pulled over down the street from the concept house. I'm getting ready to go down the driveway and see it for the first time. You know, we can lean into years of experience from millions of other job sites, but I mean, it feels like it's gonna be Christmas morning. I mean, like, who knows what surprises await? Who knows how it's really gonna feel? I'll be seeing CARISHA in a minute and showing you the room.
Building a home is never easy, but what happens when you add in a global pandemic? With new obstacles and endless supply chain disruptions, can your dream home still become a reality? To prove what really is possible, we went to Fredericksburg, Texas, and teamed up with Tyler O'Brien of Agave Custom Homes and built a craftsman-style farmhouse in Hill Country. Then we called on 8 design teams from around the country to turn these empty rooms into a haven that's peaceful, productive, and party-ready. Stay tuned to learn all their tricks of the trade, from when to splurge to how to get creative in the face of inevitable constraints. No matter your own style, you're bound to find a new idea for every room in your house. I'm your host, CARISHA SWANSON with House Beautiful, and this is Season 1 of Blank Slate. Today we're here to meet Emilie Munroe of Studio Munroe. Her style is bold, sophisticated, luxurious, and unapologetically colorful. Speaking of color, I see her pulling up right now.
CARISHA!
Hey! Oh, welcome! Oh my God, what is going on with this ride? This is so sick.
It matches your outfit!
100%. I know I need to show you your space, but can we go for a little spin?
Please, come on! Oh, we'll keep it calm here in the neighborhood.
Yeah, for sure. And actually, this neighborhood is gorgeous.
Wait, look what we're experiencing right now.
Oh, there they are! All right, so I guess I have to actually show you the space. Your room is humongous, so I hope you're ready for it.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's do it. I'm Emilie Munroe, and I'm the principal of Studio Munroe. I would describe my design style as fun. Never the same twice. We spend a lot of time convincing people who think they're not into color where they can explore and experiment that they feel is within their comfort level. We were assigned the entry in the living room, which I was perceiving in the proportion of what we're used to in San Francisco. And then when I received the floor plans, discovered exactly where the lines were and the boundaries of our space so that we could fully wrap our heads around, frankly, the enormity of what we were taking on.
All right, Emilie.
Wow, I am not in San Francisco anymore. This is amazing.
Yeah, it's not small.
Oh my goodness, this is sized for me. Wow.
So this is a massive living room. So, I really want you to take it all in. And, are there just kind of like some things that you think right off the bat that you're gonna have to hit in this room to make it work?
So when we tackle a space like this, first of all, proportion.
Yeah.
We need to balance. Obviously, we want it to feel intimate. We want people to feel cozy, but then we also have to respect that we've got a tremendous volume to fill. So, we've got to pick bold, strong, tall pieces, but then we also need to bring things in and make them cozy too. This is an interesting challenge.
Yes. Glad it's your challenge and not mine.
Well, here's the deal. Standing here, I have always dreamed of a dual seating area living room.
Oh.
Yeah. So what you can do is take a larger space and then you kind of divide it into 2 more intimate seating areas, which it's the coziness within the larger volume.
So maybe not some massive oversized sectional that just fills up the whole room.
Right. Well, and this is where people get confused about proportion. You think, okay, I'm going to get a huge sofa, but then that's where you kind of start feeling lost.
Sure, right.
So, we're going to make kind of standard size living areas, but 2 of them.
Love that.
See?
Love that.
Double trouble. And then, of course, we're going to have to bring color in.
Hello.
Obviously. If we're driving this, we can't have a room with no color.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like maybe I should challenge myself to have yellow.
Oh, wow. Tyler hates yellow? One loss for Tyler. That would definitely be quite the welcome.
Yeah, well, and you know, it's funny. Yellow's an interesting color. It's very happy, bright, but you know, divisive. For some people, they feel it's like too much. So I'm gonna have to ponder that.
Yeah.
Something that we do on larger spaces to make them feel cozier sometimes is a deeper wall color.
So maybe not the bright yellow.
On the walls, probably not. Maybe just accents of yellow, but like something stronger and deeper on the walls. Because again, that can bring in coziness.
Right.
You know, it's maturity, it's depth, and then it's fun and whimsy. And you kind of want both. Otherwise, things can get a little too playful and not feel mature and, you know.
Yeah, and there has to still be that maturity even with color.
That's right.
Right, yeah.
And you want it to be sophisticated. But fun. Woo, I've got my work cut out for me. Oh
yes, you do. And I hope you have a lot of fun friends in the furniture world. Because this is
I'm
lot
gonna
of
be
space.
calling all of them. I'm calling in my favors, folks. I'm coming for you. Okay, you're
All
right.
right, so I am gonna let you get out your drawing board, sketchboard, whatever you do. I promise not to steal your car, but if it goes missing, you know who has it, okay?
Okay, amazing.
All right.
As soon as I understood exactly the space that we were actually designing, I immediately knew that I wanted to do a symmetrical layout with back-to-back sofas. I had a few inspiration images from other designers that I'd been like squirreling away and just never had a space with the symmetry this layout allowed to really explore, like walking in through the front door and having this perfectly laid out dual seating area with a view to the yard that would highlight a balanced dual usage great room. I mean, I love designing, but mostly I just love relationships and collaboration. I mean, this is why I love this job. So we have worked for years with Philip Jeffries. They're one of our favorite wall covering brands. And as soon as we were working on this space, I just knew we could come up with some incredible features on the walls with them. We ended up using a standard kind of ombre sunrise pattern in our entryway, and I wanted to riff off it for a feature wall in the great room. So we took a standard pattern of theirs, two-tone, and then recolored it to feel like a sunrise. So we coordinated the blue to match our walls because we want it to be serene and feel connected. And then we worked our way through the colors of a sunrise. That was really the basis for our color story in the whole space. When I design with lots of color, I kind of think of it like a dinner party. You know, you want to have a mix of personalities, but they all get along. As your eye looks around the room, it's very balanced with elements of color kind of sprinkled evenly throughout. And then once you have that balance, you know, they kind of sing together and you can feel soothed, although in a vibrant environment.
This was my first time working with Emilie. She's from California. I knew about her style. She's one of, you know, I selected her for a reason. But when I first saw her mood board and I saw all the colors, I was like, hallelujah, finally, color. I feel like when people are thinking about entryways and living rooms and entering a space, they never want to have color. And obviously, when you're just looking at swatches of things, I still didn't really know how it was going to shape out, but I at least saw that there was color and I was excited by that. And I saw that there was not just one color, but multiple colors. So I trusted her, even though this room is so humongous. Feels like a space you want to hang out in all the time.
Tyler and we had an interesting ride on this design journey. I feel like our relationship really blossomed at the back end of the project. It was quite energetic because that's when everything's coming together.
Emilie was a very fun person to work with. She has a very loud personality and she's very excited about design. And when you get off a call with Emilie, you're excited about her plan because she's got so much passion in what she does. And you can see that. I'm a fan of color, certain colors. When I initially saw her plan with the large mural on the back wall of the fireplace, I initially called CARISHA and said, hell no, I don't know what this is, but it's way too abstract for me and there's way too many colors. I do not want this in the house.
Tyler takes a lot of convincing.
In working with all 8 designers of this home, as a builder, my main role is everything they're designing is their cohesion and can I sell it?
Tyler is not the boss. I am the boss.
After CARISHA and I talked and I sat back and I got to thinking a little bit more about Emilie's style, her personality in the space, I thought, you know what? We want something unique. We want something original for the room. I like other elements she has in the room, so I'm gonna go with it. And it's just wallpaper, right? We know that. It's something that's not permanent. It can be changed out over time if it's something that I didn't like.
So Tyler and I had gone over a few times paint layout, but when the fireplace was installed and the brick was painted, the baseboard and door casing on that wall were painted with the fireplace, so ended up being charcoal, which was really breaking up our sunrise. We can't have like a black line through our sunrise. Tyler, how's it going?
Hey Emily, how are you?
Okay, well, I've got a few more things to add to your plate if you'll have me.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, so we got the design for the mural from Philip Jeffries. It is stunning and rather bold. So I thought I would kind of touch base with you on our paint plan to make sure we've nailed that so the mural can be a feature.
Okay.
Okay, so here's what we're thinking. What we'd like to do on the walls is have the baseboard and the door casing be blue like the walls. And then we'll have the window casings white with the black mullions. And then the transom wall we're gonna also do in black.
So we don't want to match the trim paint in the house, the white with it? No? That's what we typically do.
Okay, nope, I get this question a lot. I mean, it starts seeming like we're adding more detail, but we're actually pulling detail away visually. So when you have like this bold, beautiful accent wall, you really want the eyes to be able to rest there. And so by eliminating the contrast of the white baseboard and white around the doors, it's really gonna kind of let us focus visually in the room, and it'll feel more soothing. It'll feel more integrated, but yet the windows will tie into the rest of the house.
Yeah, it's something that I'm open to the idea. Maybe if we paint it, I will have a better visual, and I have to remember it's just paint, so we could always repaint it if I don't like it.
Okay, we're on the same page. You and me agreed.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Emily.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
She definitely spent a lot of time convincing Tyler it was gonna be all right. Just gonna be all right.
I went to Evan Spencer to talk about our sofas and the upholstery layout on them. Okay, can I tell you what we're looking for?
Tell me.
Okay, here's the scene. So this is a humongous living room. It is not San Francisco proportions. We have 2 full seating areas, which means we can have back-to-back sofas in the middle, kind of grounding both seating areas. So I'm really looking for something where we view it from all sides and it just is lovely and striking.
I think that this piece, which is called the Horizon Sofa, would be a perfect fit. The arm is the same height as the back, which we call tuxedo, and we have a beautiful little oak leg on it, as well as a really striking large bench cushion that I think will show off that beautiful textile that you have there. I think you have a lot of options with what you can do with it with this piece. What do you think?
Well, we love a bench cushion because it doesn't define how many people can sit on the sofa, right? You can pack 8 people in, you can have 2. Okay, let's talk about this piece. I think it's a winner. In this room, there's a lot of color, a lot of texture, a lot of kind of geometric and largely scaled shapes. So this stripe is going to really be acting as a neutral in the room, which you can't always say that a stripe, this high contrast is a neutral, but it will be for us. However, we don't want it to be typical. So we're thinking of running the fabric in different directions on the different elements of upholstery on the sofa. Can we achieve that with you?
Absolutely, the more the merrier. I just think it's really gonna highlight everything else you're working on here when I see these colors from everything from this epic highlighter yellow to
That's
magenta.
our coffee table.
No way.
Yes!
Okay, well, that's more of a reason to find a way to have as much fun as possible with this textile. This is your floor, right?
That's the flooring in the room, exactly.
Okay, well, I think we want something to be able to match some of the movement of the wood on the legs, but I want to make sure that your color is right with the textile you've selected.
Yeah, like I see great graining here, but we don't quite have the right tone. Can we combine from different samples?
Yeah, definitely. I think that, these are oak, and I think that's a really good wood species to go with, but any color, any wood finish like you'd like, we can definitely make it happen.
Okay, so I'm thinking to go with this flooring. This color is great, but on this texture.
But anything you want to do, we'll make it happen.
Ah!
It's up to you.
Be careful when you say that. So a smart splurge in this room were the sofas. I have this conversation all the time where it's like, we're gonna use them all the time. The dogs and the kids are gonna be on the sofa. People are gonna eat on them. We're gonna be watching TV. Like, no, like we don't wanna invest. And I wanna flip that to be the exact 180 opposite, which is that yes, you use this all the time. Yes, your pets and your kids and your guests, and you're maybe gonna sleep there when you have the flu. I mean, listen, it's one of the most core pieces in the home. And if you have a sofa that has a well-built frame, is the right type of like fill in the cushions, not only does customizing those elements mean that you can have a depth and a width that suit your family, your size, but also you can then recover for years to come. So accessorizing will make your home feel lived in, and it's a chance to express your personality and your interests to guests and showcase your travels and your hobbies. If you have a niche in your home that you're looking to fill in an interesting and unexpected way, you can use books. We purchased this set from Penguin Classics. I love them because they're colorful, and you can actually pick different sets are in different colorways. So if you're going for super bright or you want more neutrals, they have many options to choose from. If that's not a direction you want to go, then just use your existing books. If you have books that are maybe more academic or nonfiction or titles from your childhood, just turn them this way for a more neutral look within the space. And it works in non-functioning fireplaces. We've stacked books. Sometimes people have art or sculpture niches that are existing in older homes that you can stack inside of. But it's fun, it's colorful, it's architectural, and easy to do on a weekend. No install is ever seamless. You have to have the stories. That's why you get cocktails after to celebrate so that you can kind of hash it out. Everything is live and learn. But in this scenario, I mean, I can't imagine it being any better. I have a lot of anticipation about seeing everything come together. I mean, anyone who's seen me at an install for a client, I am usually the one screaming the loudest, "Oh my gosh, it looks amazing!" And everyone's looking at me going, "You guys designed it, like, shouldn't you be aware?" And I just say, yeah, but you know, for all the drawings and all, you know, the samples and the hours spent poring over proportion and detail, to feel it, when you feel all those pieces, and you know the makers and the craftspeople and they are behind all of the elements, it's the most rewarding feeling in the world. I'm just so excited. I feel this is a dream and I love it. Okay.
I need a moment.
Take it all in.
Okay. We have to start with this before we move into all of this. This entryway is so beautiful. I had no idea what you were gonna do here.
Well, I mean, we wanted to have like a little moment of rest before all the excitement ahead, right?
Right.
So here you have a bench, so you
Yeah.
can take your shoes off. And then over here, I like to call this a landing zone. So you come in, you have your keys, you have your mail, you've got somewhere to drop that.
Sure.
Dog leashes, you know,
All the
whatever you
things,
need.
yes.
All the things in the entry, but somewhere tidy to put them.
And also when you're leaving, a little check of the face.
Yeah, that's right, that's right. And then for some real kind of fun flavor here, we did 2 pendant lights in staggered heights.
I love this idea.
Opposite
I
corners.
love that.
In this case, we are using pendants from Circa Lighting, and we chose these because throughout both these rooms, you'll see an intersection of a lot of linear lines and then curves. I have done mock-ups before with string and cardboard. I mean, don't
Oh,
be
you just,
afraid
like, hang
to-
it?
Yes,
Oh,
and
I
then
love that.
You decide, you know, I mean, we are able to draft and draw, but you know, at my own house, I've done a little craft project.
Right,
So
why not?
I want people to never be afraid to try some fun ideas, and there's
Sure.
an easy way to do it.
So that's the entry.
That's the
And then we got this. We've got to come into this living room that I told you before was massive. You were fine with it. You had some ideas, but to see them fully realized is crazy. This is fantastic. You mentioned color, but I really didn't know which way you were gonna go. And you said yellow. This is clearly not yellow. So tell me about color in this space and what you decided to do and why.
We've balanced big blocks of color with little pops of color,
Sure.
which we love to do. So starting, we have this background of slow blue Farron Ball paint. You know, it's not a navy, it has a little bit of teal, which kind of lends it to connect with the sky, which we like
love
because
that.
the sky's beautiful here.
Yes.
So we've got that going on the walls, and then of course we have our Philip Jeffries custom mural on the fireplace wall.
This is beyond. This is a moment of art in and of itself.
Well, I'm glad you said that because, you know, we typically don't do accent walls unless they read as art in the home. You know, real intention, and this piece was a complete labor of love, fully custom collaboration with Philip Jeffries. It was an amazing experience.
Another thing you mentioned was proportion. Obviously, the ceilings are high, period. There's nothing you can do about that, right?
That's right.
So how did you play with proportion and scale in this room?
We did a lot of drawings. We studied it very carefully because it is a force, you know, when you have this much space to fill.
Sure.
So first of all, we installed beautiful, very large scale circus chandeliers. Those are 40 inches in diameter. And I mean, from here, you might think they were 20.
They don't look that big, right?
Right, and so if they had been 20, you know, they would have been teensy tiny.
Yeah.
So we paid attention to that. We scaled architecturally the scale of the fireplace to be in proportion with the size of the room.
Yes.
But then we also created our 2 seating areas so that the actual furnishings would be in proportion to people, you know, instead of being
That's a little important.
sized for an enormous space.
I also have to say that one of the things that I love about this space is your mix of furnishings.
One of the little tricks that we try to use on every project is a mix of textures, materials, finishes. I mean, we have Caesar Stone created this custom console table for us, designed to our exact sizing.
Yeah.
We have a powder-coated metal coffee table by Croft House, and we coordinated.
I love that color.
Isn't that fun?
It's so
That's
fun.
the yellow I promised you.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it is in here.
It is. Oh, I keep my promises.
Sometimes a modern table with a powder-coated finish that's in a neon color can feel like too much for people, right? But the balance that you have here with this kind of classically created fabric that you have on the sofas really balances out everything else.
Thank you. And I spoke with Spencer RUDIN about this when we were designing the sofas. I mean, he laughed because a black and white stripe is really serving as our neutral here.
Right.
But when it's in this company, that can be done, you know?
Right, exactly.
And it's tailored too, so it brings a little bit of elegance into the room.
Oh, 100%. When you talked about dividing up the space, I know you could have done just one big rug. How did you think about using rugs to kind of ground the 2 spaces that you created in this room?
I'm really glad you asked because our rug company rugs were the first decision we made creating the room.
Oh, this was the foundation for the room.
The foundation for all the
I thought
colors.
it was the paint.
No. I mean, they are not matching rugs. They
Right.
are similar and coordinated, but different. Layering rugs brings just a warmth and a comfort and kind of an eclectic feel to a room.
Sure.
So we love to do that in all our projects.
So this whole moment is beyond. I mean, you talked about the fireplace and like scaling it up, but even this feels so intimate and so beautiful.
Whenever we're designing, we're always thinking, obviously, about form and function.
Sure.
So here, I mean, we wanted to not split up the material utilized in the fireplace, so we extended the brickwork to include the storage area. And then above, we had a niche that allows for more personal storage and display.
Sure.
So we have our rainbow books that bring in every single other color in the room.
Yes.
And then above, we use the top of the built-in for a mirror and art, and again, leaning. That creates that casual feel.
Sure.
It feels more collected, you know?
Right.
Which our clients like. People want their homes to feel natural or lived in.
Yeah,
And
not
then-
so brand spanking new.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And little tricks like leaning a mirror create that.
And then this feels like the ultimate little pop of color. It's just so fun.
So as foundational as the rug company rugs, this CW Stockwell fabric, it's a collaboration with Rutsa. I mean, we saw this little swatch and it was just love at first sight.
Yeah.
You know, our yellow from our powder coat is there. You can see that fabric inspired the powder coat that's fuchsia here.
Sure.
And yet, you know, there's a neutral ground. You know, it's part of how we make color work. That keeps it chic, it keeps it mature,
Yeah.
but still being fun.
I mean, I have to tell you, A space this vast, I had no idea how you were gonna pull it off, but you did it with so many different textures and colors and materials. It's so fun to be in here, and it's nice to be in a space that is truly adult on both sides. Yeah, but still has a playfulness to it.
I mean, the room just like ate up the furniture, and I think it's just feeling proportioned and ready to host a party.
Well, I'm definitely ready for a big party in this room.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Cheers to a fabulous room.
And dreams coming true.
So Emilie wins Best Dressed. She was always fashionable every single day, and I don't know how she pulled it off.